The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are listening to this right now, I believe something inside you is ready to awaken. Something within you knows that it's time to rise, to change, to face what's been holding you back finally. Today, we're diving into one of the most transformative and soul-shifting journeys you could ever take. A journey inspired by Brianna Wiest's extraordinary work. The Mountain Is You. But this isn't just a book summary. This is a story, a mirror, a message, a calling. Because the truth is, this isn't just about a mountain. This is about you. It's about the moments when life felt too heavy to carry, when the road ahead looked impossible, when you wondered if maybe you were the problem, and then discovered that you were actually the answer. We all face mountains. They come in many forms: heartbreak, fear, failure, self-doubt, regret, pain, and the silent wars that no one else sees. But Brianna Wiest teaches us that these mountains are not barriers. They are invitations. Every obstacle, every heartbreak, every moment of uncertainty is your soul's way of saying, it's time to grow. The mountain that stands before you is not blocking your path. It is your path. It's not there to punish you or to prove your weakness. It's there to reveal your strength. You were never meant to live your life running from the mountain. You were meant to climb it, to rise through it, to become through it. When we first begin this climb, it's easy to believe that the mountain is made of outside forces, other people, unfair circumstances, bad luck. But somewhere along the way, you realize the truth. The mountain was never external. The mountain was built from within. It's made from every fear you've fed, every limiting belief you've held onto, every wound you've left unhealed. And yet that realization isn't meant to break you. It's meant to free you. Because if you are the mountain, then you are also the solution. If you built it, you can unbuild it. If you carried it, you can set it down. That is the power within you. Brianna Wiest reveals that self-sabotage is not the enemy of success. It is the protector of pain. Every time you hesitate, every time you pull back, every time you stop yourself from shining, that's not failure. That's a part of you trying to keep you safe. Somewhere in your story, your mind learned that being small meant being loved, that being invisible meant being safe, that not trying meant not being hurt. But those beliefs no longer serve you. They were survival tools, not life tools. Self-sabotage is not a flaw. It's an outdated program. And it's your job to rewrite it, not through force, but through awareness. You don't conquer yourself by fighting your pain. You heal yourselves by understanding it. And healing, that's where the transformation truly begins. There comes a time in every life when the weight of pain becomes too heavy to ignore, when pretending no longer works, when numbing yourself feels like drowning. That's the moment of awakening, when you finally decide that your suffering will no longer be wasted. The pain that once broke you becomes the energy that builds you. The heartbreak that tore you open becomes the space where new light enters. The failure that crushed your confidence becomes the soil for your growth. Pain, as Brianna says, is not punishment. It's information. It's guidance. It's a teacher disguised in discomfort, whispering, "Look here, this is where you still need love." When you stop running from that pain and begin to listen to it, everything changes. The mountain that once felt impossible begins to feel purposeful. You realize that every struggle was a chapter in your becoming. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" And that shift, that simple yet powerful shift in awareness, changes everything. You start to see that life is not happening to you, but for you. The mountain is not meant to be feared, but faced, because every time you face yourself, you rise higher. Still, the path upward is never easy. Growth demands discomfort. Transformation demands truth. And the hardest truth of all is that the only person standing in your way is you. You are the mountain, but you are also the climber. You are the storm, and you are the calm after. And this is where self-trust comes in. You must learn to trust yourself again. to trust that inner voice that has always known the way, even when the world told you otherwise. Self-trust is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. It's saying, even if I fall, I will catch myself. Even if I fail, I will rise again. When you trust yourself, you no longer need validation. You no longer wait for permission. You simply move, because you know that your soul has its own compass, and it will always point you home. Along this climb, Brianna Wiest reminds us of something profound, that letting go is not weakness, it's strength in its purest form. We often think that holding on proves our worth, but the truth is, holding on is what keeps us stuck. The climb requires lightness, and to rise, you must release what weighs you down. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means forgiving yourself, others, life. It means saying, I trust the future enough to stop clinging to the past. It means releasing the story that you are unworthy, the belief that love must hurt, the idea that success belongs to others. You can't rise if you're dragging what's already gone. The top of the mountain doesn't hold your past, it holds your becoming. And as you let go, something incredible begins to happen. You start to notice beauty again. The sky seems wider, the air feels lighter. The climb becomes less about reaching the top and more about experiencing each step. This is the art of becoming. We spend so much of our lives waiting for the right moment, waiting to feel ready, waiting for validation, waiting for perfection. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is only this one. Becoming doesn't happen all at once. It unfolds in quiet moments. The small choices, the little acts of courage, the tears you finally allow yourself to shed. Every time you choose to show up for yourself, even in the smallest way, you're building strength. And one day, without realizing it, you'll look back and see that you've climbed higher than you ever thought possible. Brianna Wiest teaches us that transformation isn't glamorous. It's gritty, vulnerable, and often lonely. But it's also the most beautiful thing you'll ever experience. Because you're not becoming someone new. You're returning to who you've always been, beneath the fear, beneath the noise, beneath the conditioning. You are remembering yourself. That's what the mountain does. It strips away what is false, until all that's left is truth. It teaches you to stop hiding. Stop shrinking. Stop pretending. It invites you to stand tall in your authenticity, even when it scares you. Because real power doesn't come from being fearless. It comes from walking with fear and still moving forward. And yet, part of this journey is learning to face your shadows, the parts of yourself you've been told to hide. The anger, the jealousy, the insecurity, the shame. We label them as negative, but Brianna shows us that they are not enemies. They are signals. They are parts of you that are begging to be seen, accepted, integrated. When you deny your shadows, they control you. But when you embrace them, they free you. Your anger shows you where your boundaries are. Your jealousy reveals your buried desires. Your fear protects what you love. Every emotion carries a message. Healing happens when you stop judging yourself for feeling and start understanding what your feelings are trying to tell you. You don't heal by becoming light. You heal by embracing the dark until it no longer feels like darkness at all. And then something miraculous happens. You start to rise. The climb becomes less painful, not because the mountain has changed, but because you have. The mountain didn't shrink. Your strength grew. You start to realize that the top isn't a destination. It's a reflection of the strength you've built along the way. You understand that peace isn't something you find at the end of the journey. It's something you create step by step. You see how every fall prepared you to rise higher, how every heartbreak taught you self-worth, how every rejection redirected you towards something better. The view from the summit isn't beautiful because of the height. It's beautiful because of what it took to get there. You realize that every scar, every tear, every sleepless night was sacred. Because they shaped you, they made you, they are you. And when you finally stand at the top of your mountain, the air feels different. It's lighter, clearer, full of gratitude. You look around, and you see not victory, but transformation. You see that you were never broken, you were breaking open. You were never lost, you were being guided. You were never unworthy, you were learning how to love yourself the way you always deserved. The summit isn't the end of the journey, it's the beginning of a new one. A new way of seeing, of being, of living. You realize the mountain never existed to test you. It existed to reveal you. And now, standing here, you finally understand that you were the mountain all along. You were the obstacle, yes, but also the strength, the wisdom, the perseverance that conquered it. You were both the challenge and the victory, the question and the answer. The climb was never about reaching somewhere new. It was about coming home to yourself. That's the truth at the heart of Brianna Wiest's message. You are not here to be small, afraid, or stuck. You are here to evolve, to expand, to embody the highest version of yourself. You are here to remember that you were never meant to live life at the base of your mountain. You were born to rise to its peak. And so, my friends, if you are standing at the bottom of your own mountain today, trembling, uncertain, afraid, I want you to remember this. You are strong enough. You are brave enough. You are worthy enough. The mountain may look impossible, but that's only because it's reflecting back the greatness inside you that's waiting to be unleashed. You don't need to climb it all at once. You only need to take one step, and then another, and another, until one day you'll turn around and realize that the version of you who once doubted, feared, and hesitated is now the one standing tall, breathing in the freedom of the summit. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you are meant to be, in the middle of your becoming. Thank you so much for being here, for listening, and for sharing this moment with me. If this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of your own strength, if it helped you see your mountain a little differently, then I hope you'll join me on this journey by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Together, we'll keep climbing, one story at a time, one lesson at a time, one mountain at a time. Because every soul has a summit, and every heart deserves to rise. Until next time, keep believing, keep growing, and remember, the mountain is not in your way. The mountain is you.